Hello all, welcome back to this series of videos. So in this video, we are going to talk about the memory organization. So in the previous video, we have just gave a brief and we'll continue the same discussion. So the first thing is when we are using a microcontroller, the important thing we have to remember is that we have two types of memories, right? One is permanent memory, one is temporary memory. So temporary memory means we all know it is a volatile memory where the contents of the memory shall be erased once the power is off, whereas permanent memory, the content is there forever even though power is off. That's what we categorize permanent memory as a flash and the temporary memory as a RAM. So when you talk about a microcontroller, we see flash memory, we see RAM memory, and it is very important that we need to know where they are located and what are those addresses. So but entire memory space of this microcontroller can be called a system memory space. So system memory space is nothing but the whole memory space of a microcontroller. This is what we divide into different segments. So you see the memory segments inside that system memory, we will have code space, we will have data space, and we will have core memory. So we have considered peripheral space into data space here. So code space is nothing but where it stores the code. That means whatever the program you have written for the microcontroller, it will be stored inside this. The flash is part of this code space. And then there is data space, that means the RAM that is associated, and then there will be something called peripheral space where each and every peripherals have their specific register set which are inside the memory. And then there is this core memory. Core memory is associated with the functionalities associated with that particular microcontroller core that we are using. So we can segregate the memory into these segments. Now, if you look at the EFM32 memory space, considering these divisions, you can see here the memory spans from 0 cross 0 to 0 cross FFFFE, and entire memory region is divided into different segments. One is code space. You can see here this is code, which is the basically the program space or the code space, and then this is which has a flash, as we said, and then this is the data space which has the SRAM associated with it, and then this is the peripheral phase where this space, as we said, is associated with the peripherals, external peripherals. You can see USB, SDA, whatever, and then there will be core space. Core space is associated with the internal core related configuration. So now this core space may not be this full, so the memory actual locations need to be known. While programming or while explaining other videos, we will talk about the exact space because we just wanted to get a view. So that's why we have mentioned it this way. And then the thing is, when we say this is code space, this is data space, peripheral space, core space, we said that there is AMBA bus, advanced microcontroller bus architecture, and we have a AMBA AHA, which is advanced high performance, HB, which is advanced high performance bus inside the microcontroller, which talks to the different segments. The core talks to the different blocks in the microcontroller through this bus. We talked about that, right? So to the memory, we also said there is some bus interface from the from the core to this particular memory. So this bus, if you see here, the bus interface from the ARM Cortex M4, it can be said as I code, decode, and system bus. what are all this is basically I code is like fetching the instructions from the code space. Decode is like it fetches the data and any other debug related information from this code space. So now you might have a doubt when we are talking data, it's not code space, right? It's the RAM. Basically, RAM has the data and all the details, debug related details. So why are we talking about decode to talk to code memory? Code, if we segregate this code memory further, code memory also has internal SRAM. So we need to understand that as well. And then system bus. So this system bus doesn't have access to this code space, but it can talk to the entire other memory space. So that means these bus interfaces are categorized so that they don't conflict with the operation of the other, or while fetching or talking to other space, there isn't any congestion kind of thing. So every bus interface has its own importance and its own requirements, where it has to talk to the specific space and come back with its data or the code. So that's how this bus interface is present inside the microcontroller. So now, for a programmer, why do I need this? So basically, if you are writing a firmware code, um, if you are just writing an application code, you might not need to worry too much about this, but you need to know what are all the segments inside the data space, what are all the segments inside the memory, and where this is located, and you need to know exact addresses. And sometimes the programmer might also need to read the contents of the memory, like in the flash you might need to store some data, temporary, not temporarily, you need to store some data where it might have to be stored forever. So in those cases, you need to know exact memory where you are storing. So all these need to be known. So there is some background files which links what space is allocated to what. So we will talk about the files later. So this segmentation need to be understood, and while you need not keep the exact memory space in mind while you are planning your microcontroller memory segmentation for performing your activities. You might keep a note of where you are going to save and what you are going to do, and then implement in the program. So is simple to understand. While implementing it, we need to be very, very careful. Hope we gave a glimpse of what is inside a microcontroller, what spaces are there, what buses are there. We will talk about the other segments in the coming videos. Thank you.